Do you want to be at the next big game or concert? We're giving away tickets to the Outlaw Music Festival, Santana, Guns N' Roses, Chris Stapleton, and plenty more. Enter today, KFAN.com, keyword contests, KFAN.com, keyword contests.
So Emmett's brother Charles,
Yeah.
who coaches a local AAU team, and not shockingly, both of them. You just met Emmett. I don't know about Malcolm, who's from Mississippi, friends with Emmett and Charles. He's a starting safety for the Arizona Wildcats football team.
Oh,
He's
wow.
going to be a senior. And so, like, you just got to be careful around these kids sometimes, because you walked in, you're chilling for 5 minutes, and then I'm like, well, that's Alec. He was all-state basketball in Alabama, and he was coached by Latrell Sprewell, or was that Bob Orry, or was that Antonio McDyess?
And they're looking at me in my glasses, and they're like, "This is not true."
But the segment's over, and they're leaving, and we're still doing the Travis Scott and ring and ring. Hey, and then one of them looked at me and was like, "Was Latrell Sprewell really his coach?" No.
Yeah, well, I don't blame them.
Wow.
But they're like, that's what nobody knows. Are you telling the truth? Is it real?
That's the first time you met Emmett, right?
Yeah,
I've told you about him, like, since the combine or before then. I mean, he and his brother Charles, I've known for 5 or 6 years. Salt to the earth. I mean, Emmett, see, the cool thing about Emmett, since I've known both of them since, I think, senior in high school, maybe, is Emmett, you've heard it a million times as a reporter, going to give everything I have, a chip on the shoulder. Not like I know him well enough where I would tease him up to the draft being, do you really want to say you're better than Jeremiah Love? Okay. Like, we would talk like that. Maybe you are, but you can't say that. And you can't even really think it, to be honest with you. But it's the chips off because he's been drafted. And now he was at rookie camp, and there's Mansour Delane, who's wow. And then the veterans, like Mahomes was there rehabbing.
Crazy.
Kelsey was there for whatever the reason. Emmett had a sit down with some other rookies as part of Premier or whatever with Tom Brady, and Travis Scott. That's why we went down the Travis Scott road with Love Galore. So how am I going to put this? I'm not going to say I felt he needed to be humbled, like he felt he was too good, but the chip on the shoulder, better than everybody, where I've come for the whole thing, that's all true, but there's a way to say it or feel it. And now that he actually has walked onto an NFL field, put on a Kansas City Chiefs jersey with Tyreek Hill's old number 10, so he's the second one to wear it after Isaiah Pacheco, and he knows starting Tuesday, wow, that's probably going to be Chris Jones. Okay, it's not going to be Mahomes because of the ACL, but he's going to be there. Travis Kelsey and nice offensive lineman and Andy Reid. So it's all starting to hit him. It's just so beautiful to see, man.
There's got to be a balance for a guy like that too. Of you need the chip on the shoulder. You kind of have to be. There's a humility part, but also when you're stepping out there Tuesday and Chris Jones is wiggling past an offensive lineman, you have to believe in yourself enough that you can two-step around him. So it was awesome to meet him. I told him this, and I said this probably on the air months ago. I remember watching Nebraska-Iowa tape pre-draft because I thought they might draft a running back, and I'm like, this guy has it. Whatever it is, like the vision as a ball carrier. Also, you just can't imagine now what it's going to be like for him. He's in the weight room and then Mahomes walks by. It's like a super human figure that he's now literally alongside every day in the meeting room. Is pretty sweet.
Do you, I mean, it's kind of boring, but if you don't have, I'm just curious about the answer. Any idea how they determine when teams begin organized team activities? Because like the Chiefs, their veterans haven't done anything.
Yeah.
It starts Tuesday, and they meet up with the rookies. Meanwhile, Vikings been together 2-3 weeks, right?
Yeah, they've been together, but they haven't done, I don't think they've done a ton on the field. I think a lot of it has just been workouts. To the question of, I don't know how they can. I know the teams with first-year head coaches. I've seen clips of Kirk Cousins throwing footballs and Sam Darnold.
Really?
I'm like, what? I want to be out on the field watching guys throw, which I will be on Wednesday of this upcoming week.
Oh, it's this week.
Yeah, this week things will get rolling. It'll probably be the first time seeing the quarterbacks on the grass, so that should be pretty exciting. But Yeah, I don't know how they determine it, but I do know the Vikings team has been together. And you saw, I'm sure you saw the picture of like Randy Moss came to practice the other day. I mean, unbelievable for that guy to show up and for Justin Jefferson to be here on a random day in May. That's significant.
Why?
Because he doesn't have to be.
I know.
He doesn't have to be. And you know him. He is a world brand. He just spent time, I believe, in Japan. He was in, he did a tour there.
Okay.
And so just for him to be on the practice field, same with Jordan Addison, like these guys don't have to necessarily be here during this time.
Yeah.
And I think this is it's a testament to Kevin O'Connell, really, to have acquired the commitment of those guys in last year, this year, to where they are here this time. And so, I'm excited for Wednesday. I will be as excited for a random May practice as you could possibly be.
Simply because this will give you the first opportunity to see Kyler Murray with like 10 other offensive players with him. So at that stage of the organized team activities, rookies and vets are together. So is it 11 on 11, obviously with no contact? I mean,
not really, no.
Like I can't come on Wednesday, and now I'm feeling bad I can.
No, I would say, I mean, I don't even know what the rules actually are, but you might see some 7-on-7, but it's not. Kevin O'Connell says every year, and he'll like direct this comment at the beat writers. He's like, you guys know how we do this phase. It's half speed. And there are a lot of times out of practice where the fans are like, what'd you see?
Yeah.
And it's like, I saw guys walking around a field. That's what it is. But yeah, just to see people together, see interactions, you know how it is when you're around everything. It's fun.
So by Thursday, Wednesday night or Thursday, you're going to have a 3-deep depth chart on the Athletic, right?
Absolutely. Roster projection 9.0.
Yeah.
But yeah, I expect on Wednesday, Kevin O'Connell will get the question of, so where do you see the nature of this quarterback competition? And his eyes might not show it, but they will be rolling back to his, whatever you call the brain.
This cerebrum?
Yeah, that's some kind of brain particle.
Yeah. Well, there's high brain and low brain.
Okay.
And it operates differently.
I always have thought of you
like high red and low red.
I have always thought of you as a brain expert.
And the journalistic excellence that comes out of 9 to noon. I understand the whole thing. Hey, Double V.
Yeah, how is Dr. Coetzee?
You have that Andy Reid by you. So
if you tap dance for 10 seconds.
In knowing Emmett was coming in, put a little work into Chiefs rookie camp, listen to an Andy Reid press conference. A couple of minutes into it, somebody asked him about Emmett. Now, you're going to hear a LaShawn McCoy comparison here, which is the bomb if you're Emmett Johnson. But tell me when Reid starts talking about special teams, if it doesn't sound like Emmett not only is going to make the team, but he's going to be part of the punt coverage mix. Listen.
First of all, he's got a good feel for things, smart kid, good kid. And he's got that lateral quickness. I mean, we had LaShawn McCoy here for a bit, and he's got a little bit of that to him, where he can shift gears and still get himself upfield quickly. I like the way he pass protected. I like the way he catches the football. And it looks like he can do that here. We're not doing live stuff, but the catching part he does easy. Probably most of all, I mean, I just like his smarts. He's going to help on special teams, too. So Dave has him in that up back position on the punt team, and Dave will make all the calls and get guys going in the right direction.
So like as a scribe, when you hear that, what do you think? Like the last part?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely file it away. It's not something you're going to write a story about,
right,
but it does clue you into like the level of confidence they have in probably the mental part of what Emmett has as much as anything. Like to position someone there would tell you that they have faith that he's reliable. And when you're reliable in the NFL, especially as a young player, you're going to be around.
But when you hear HOF coach say that he'll be a personal protector, the up guy on the punt team,
sure,
he'll have to make all the calls. Doesn't that sound important? I mean, I ain't trying to put him on the active 53 right now. He's got to earn it. But, I mean, Big Red went down the road on what responsibilities look like for Emmett Johnson.
No, you're right. For the head coach being Andy Reid to mention, to go into the special teams component of a draftee,
right?
It's telling, no question. But, I mean, the lateral quickness stuff, it's all over the tape. Like, that's the one thing about him is there are these, like, little hop-step moves that are very impressive. So, and I'll say this, and no one listening.
So you felt there was a chance the Vikings would draft Emmett Johnson?
I mean, I felt like, they needed a running back.
Yeah.
How can they get somebody? Now, the challenge always with the Vikings drafting a running back was, how can they find a home run hitter type of guy? And who did they deem as that candidate? And ultimately, obviously, with the pick of Damon Claiborne, I think they showed that was the type of player that they felt fit that category. But I mean, Emmett, again, Andy Reid really said it. The lateral quicks, the pass protection reliability, catching out of the backfield. What is that? Sounds a lot like Aaron Jones. And I mean, you'd love to have a guy who's that reliable. So.
Right.
He was on the radar for sure.
All right, we're going to pause. I want to talk about the Vikings general managerial search and much more with Alec Lewis from The Athletic, theathletic.com, at Alec_Lewis via X. Please follow him if you're so inclined. But first,
the cash thing, the fan at bigdeck.com. I'm going to give you a shot to win bonus bucks with the national cash contest. Head to KFAN.com. The keyword is deposit. The keyword deposit. KFAN.com, keyword deposit. More Alec Lewis next.
It's PA.
Two people been watching shows at Treasure Island this year, including Gabriel Iglesias, July 31st, Joe Bonamassa, August 15th, and Snoop Dogg, September 5th. Get complete details on all of our upcoming shows on the concert page, KFAN.com, keyword calendar, KFAN.com, keyword calendar.
Yeah, but...
I can't remember if I asked you this or not. Who throws more passes next year and why? Did I do that with you last time I saw you?
No. Maybe you're thinking of Dame
Jefferson. I might have done that with Dame. Jefferson, Jennings, Hecker. Okay, well, just hear it out. Who throws more passes next year and why? Justin Jefferson, who's 5 for 8, 91 yards, 0 TDs, 0 picks. Jawan Jennings, 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns with San Francisco, both in the playoffs, 1 in the Super Bowl. Or Johnny Hecker, the passing punter. 16 of 27 lifetime, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Yards per attempt, 7.5. He had one TD. He last threw a pass in 2024. It was incomplete versus Denver. Who throws more passes and why? Jennings, Jefferson, or Hecker?
You know, I'm laughing is because yesterday I was watching some film, and I think I went to the London game and I watched that Cam Akers throw. You remember that throw in that game? Justin is the pick. Justin's the most trusted, and also
Jennings is 2 for 2 with 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, but you know Kevin O'Connell's going to make Justin happy at one point in Week 8 when they need to, make things work. So Justin is the pick.
Ben Lieber told 9 to Noon yesterday he envisions running back Damon Claiborne playing a bunch. Do you see it that way?
I would say I'm not willing to go there yet. I think there's a lot he needs to prove for me to get to that point where I say what Ben said. There's the consistency in how he shows up every day. There is the pass protection, how reliable he is there. And then there's the ball security. And this guy fumbled 5 times in 179 carries last year. And that is just not going to, it just can't work for a team that needs to cut the turnovers down. So if he can master those 3 dynamics, then yeah, in the back half of the season, if he's tearing things up, I'm not going to be surprised. But little lofty for me right now.
Is the general manager decision coming soon? And top of the head,
You would hope.
Do you happen to remember the purported final five? I can't remember, like McVay, Brzezinski, Burkhardt.
McVay?
Yeah, isn't there a McVay in there or a McKay?
McKay.
Oh, McKay. Oh, it's not a McVay.
Sean McVay.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. McKay from McVay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I got it.
No, you're right. Yeah, the five are Rob Brzezinski, Terrence Gray, Reed Burkhardt from Denver, Nolan Teasley from Seattle, and John McKay from Los Angeles.
What do you think?
Yeah, you would hope that there's a resolution here. I mean, at the owners' meetings in March, Mark Wilf said it was going to be expeditious after the draft. I mean, that is you can have your own evaluation of what I don't feel like this has been expeditious.
Okay.
But that's just my opinion.
With respect, because I love you as a surrogate.
Sure.
So what you're saying here is you can't settle into spring or summer vacation until this expeditious plan actually becomes expeditious.
No, I can't. I absolutely can't. Like, I can have a ball this weekend through Memorial Day because the interviews in person aren't happening until Tuesday.
Oh.
So there's just there has been many delays. Now, this week, the owners were obviously in Orlando and being awarded the 2028 draft, so I understand it. And then there's Memorial Day, and there's kind of two worlds of argument. One, you could say, well, you're not competing for any of these candidates, so what's the rush? The other world would be, well, how can this new person make any changes to the structure at a time when everyone's going to be on vacation getting ready for the 2026 season? So, and then if you're making changes to grading scale, to scouting process, to responsibilities, like, and you're not around those people every day, how can you know what changes to actually make, especially if you're someone from the outside? So, I would expect by late next week or the week after in early June to have a resolution to this thing. And, hopefully it's the one that allows this team to get to a place where they are making and winning playoff games consistently, which they have not done in a long time.
So like Burkhardt, who was here for years, likewise for Terrence Gray, so Reed, I believe, with Peyton in Denver is the assistant general manager. So, like, say they hired Brzezinski or they hired McKay, but they want Burkhardt to be the assistant general manager. Can't do that, right?
I would say it's a good question, and it's something that I've talked to people about in the industry. It's possible, but that would require a couple of things. One, it would require the GM or the owner of the other team being willing to let that person leave. Two, it would require that person wanting to uproot their life for a same position, especially if they're coming from a successful organization. I mean, that's a pretty, aggressive leap. So that's why that question and that answer is why a lot of people internally, externally think the optimal solution is elevate, if it's going to be Rob, elevate Rob to president of football operations. And then can you add one of these candidates as the GM title to be kind of the personnel person? And ownership thus far has said that they don't want to change the structure. I am not ruling that out until we get to the very end and they don't, because after having all the conversations with people internally, externally, it just seems like a very understandable solution.
Well, this goes all the way back to when we started talking about it with, Matt Thomas?
Yeah.
The money guy who came in, used to be with Seattle, blah, blah, blah. Highly sought after. It has turned down other opportunities over the years, and whether it's money, whether it's quality of team, whether it's friendship, whatever, he decided to take that role here. So if Brzezinski doesn't get the job he's seeking, I'm just wondering what he does. If they don't change the structure and make it president of football operations, somebody's in his office and in his chair, because he's in the GM office, I would assume right now. I just wonder what happens next with Rob if he doesn't win.
Well, I mean, Rob, way better than I do, because he's been here for decades and you've been here for decades. And you know that he is always at the very end going to do what's best for the entire organization. That's just been his MO.
Yeah.
But having done what he's done the last 5 months and shepherd this organization through a really odd patch, I mean, like that. No one else could have done that. And that's why ownership was very fortunate they had somebody like him in that seat. And the other kind of facet to it that I think is very interesting is Mark Wilf in every comment. He's like, we want this person to be a leader, to bring together the coaching staff and the scouting staff, to maybe even bring together the business side, to, lead this organization. Like, that is a lofty ask of somebody, especially if it's one of these young candidates who has never even sat in that GM seat. And so you're trying.
So none of the other four have held a full-time GM position.
No, no. I mean, you've got like the Reed Burkharts and John McKay's and Nolan Teasley's and Terrence Gray's. They're all like valid candidates. They've worked in the NFL for more than a decade. They've got personnel experience, and they've led, I'm sure, small staffs within those organizations. But they've never been the building, bring together type of guy that Rob Brzezinski, over the course of the last 4 months, just proved he could be.
Yeah.
So if you are hiring one of those guys from the outside, you're betting that they can come in and be that, which is a lofty bet, and maybe it'll work. But there's a lot of dynamics internally that that I know, that make it really complex for someone from the outside to just step into this thing and make it all work like a well-oiled machine.
Well said. Very well said. So is this something... Is this something where, does it matter to you, like, who certain person, of authority with the team has favored? So what I'm saying is like from a background standpoint, or just trying to, get ahead of the proverbial curve. Is this something where you or like beat writers will work people to figure out who's favored? Kind of like who the first draft pick's going to be, or you know what I'm saying, or like, who's your favorite free agent? Is it the same thing?
Yeah, I have definitely asked a lot of agents, a lot of other team people, like, what do you think of these candidates, just generally? Because I don't know on a day-to-day basis what Nolan Teasley does.
Right.
I don't know how he interacts. I'd be lying if I said I did. So if I ask ex-agent who has worked a lot with Nolan Teasley, that's a good perspective for me to have. It doesn't mean I use that as my exact evaluation. But yeah, in my role, I have done as much as I possibly can to make sure I understand who these guys are. And then I have also, like, I think it's important to frame this in a way where, like, this organization, again, they haven't won a playoff game since 2019. So ensuring the structure exists that gets this organization to a place where you are contending at the highest level, like, it is my responsibility to represent fans in wanting that. So that's why I talk about it the way I do, ask the questions that I ask, all of that.
So if we got 5 in the starting gate, are you comfortable making a favorite? So say this is a race. We got 5 in the gate. One of them is going to be the favorite.
Sure.
Could you make a favorite, or?
Yeah, I'd say I wrote this morning. Like, everyone I've talked to thinks Rob Brzezinski should and will factor into this thing in some form or fashion. Whether that is he just gets the GM job or he's elevated or whatever. So for me, I would just say, knowing what Rob represents and what he's done internally, he would be the favorite. Yeah,
okay.
That'll probably get aggregated or what have you. But
makes sense.
But there's just a lot of and that doesn't mean, I will make this point clear too. Just because, or in the event that Rob is in charge, that does not mean they will not try to infuse the front office with outside perspective as well.
Yeah,
like,
well said.
So I would say he's the clear favorite because, again, you go through the candidates, and we can do it real quick. Reed Burkhart, really sharp guy, comes from Minnesota, but younger guy. John McKay, sharp, comes from Los Angeles, but really young. Nolan Teasley, has he led an entire staff and had to command the coaching staff and develop alignment? No. Is he really sharp? Yes. Terrence Gray, been here, definitely would have ties. But is he, can he be the face, the focal point?
Is he Bean's assistant GM in Buffalo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so next week, do you think it'll come to fruition next week?
I think in the next couple weeks,
Okay.
I would expect the expeditious resolution.
What did you and Bursich talk about on the Alec Lewis Show podcast? What's the Twitter handle for that? At Alec Lewis Show?
At Alec Lewis Show.
Yeah.
It's everywhere you get podcasts, specifically the iHeart Radio network.
What'd you guys talk about?
The draft, we talked about Kyler. And then I thought at the very end was Pete. I mean, he did a great job. He was talking about the amount of turnovers this team has had in the seasons that they've struggled. And I thought it was very astute from him of just like, if the quarterback in 2026 can cut the turnovers by 8 to 10, this team will win 10 games and make the playoffs. It's really like a pretty fair calculus or simple algebra equation.
Yeah.
It's just going to be, can the quarterback do it?
The analyst is smart, no doubt about it. So, am I all done with the podcast because of the joke and the symbolic whistles blown right in my favorite eardrum?
I don't
get it.
One.
The banker and I own a horse that should run next week at Canterbury.
The banker called me this week, and I got to call him back.
When the banker calls, you call him right back.
I know.
Well, when this horse runs that Tim and I co-own together with two others, you want to bring MD?
Yeah, when is this? Next week?
Maybe we'll get a winter circle picture for some memories.
Well, when is it?
Not exactly sure.
Because Wednesday's obviously going to be...
Maybe next Saturday or Sunday, Canterbury Park.
I've got to go home for an engagement party. So if you could just move that race up to Thursday. I'd love to come out there.
Do you have a working cell phone number for Joe Kahn?
Who's that?
He's the editor-in-chief of the New York Times. I'd like to text him so I can get back on the Alec Lewis Show podcast.
Joe Kahn? I've never heard that name.
He's your biggest of all big bosses.
No, that's Meredith.
Joe Kahn is the executive editor for the New York Times, which is the new age version of editor-in-chief.
No, I work for The Athletic. Our highest, I think, is Steven Ginsburg.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I'll shoot him your number. You can reach out to our producers at the Alec Lewis
Thank you. Falcons Vox West Durham FaceTimed me this morning from Pittsburgh.
That's weird.
Like, why are you in Pittsburgh? He was golfing in some kind of a tournament with Brian O'Neill.
Huh.
So, do you wish that you were adjacent to Pittsburgh golfing with Brian O'Neill?
Yeah.
Kind of sweet.
I got to tell you, if you're selecting Vikings players to play golf with, I mean, if you're power ranking them, Brian is definitely top 5, right? Harrison Smith will be top 5.
Well, you said current Vikings.
You're right.
You got a team?
No.
What rabbit hole are we going down now?
No, that wasn't somewhat.
I need a working cell phone number for Joe Kahn.
I've got a working cell phone number for. I'm trying to get some working.
What do you think? Alec Lewis Show podcast before training camp with the announcer?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, good.
I've got a working cell phone number for Wes Phillips.
You do?
Yeah.
The Falcons with Kevin Stefanski. Do you give them a decent chance to win the NFC South? Or do you give them any chance? You got Penix, right?
I like the Panthers. I think the Panthers are kind of sneaky.
What about the Bucs?
The Bucs definitely pretty good, but I don't really. They hired Zach Robinson to be their OC, and I'm just going to.
In Atlanta?
He was in Atlanta. Now he's in Tampa.
Okay.
I'm just going to keep my opinions to myself on that one.
Well, so what do you think? I mean, the Falcons got a chip chair and a chance.
They've got a lot of talent, certainly, but the quarterback.
2-time coach of the year.
Yes, and Bijan and Drake London.
Alec Lewis Show podcast with Joe Kahn. All makes sense.
We'll get Kevin Stefanski on the pod. No. At the Falcons, yes, they'll be vying. The Saints are kind of frisky.
If that's what it takes to let me come back on the Alec Lewis Show podcast, you'll have Stefanski on the podcast within 2 weeks.
No, I don't.
You don't want Stefanski on your podcast?
It's okay.
Okay. What about up to the Vikings-Falcons game?
No, that would be fun.
That'd be so sweet.
But he might be kind of busy.
What's the toughest division in the game and why? NFC North, NFC West, or maybe the AFC West?
Man. I'd say probably AFC West.
AFC West?
Kansas City.
Really?
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert with Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, but the Raiders are I mean, they're
I
so
like Clint
hellish
I think Clint Kubiak is going to build something there
this year.
And then the Broncos are, I think they're going to be, I think the Raiders, whether it's Kirk or Fernando, can win 6 to 8 games.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe the NFC North. Ben Johnson, Matt LaFleur, and Jordan Love. Detroit.
Where do you think there is more of a true quarterback battle? Here or in Las Vegas?
Vegas.
Why?
Because, I mean, I still think Kirk has performance left, and then Fernando Mendoza is, I mean, he's the number one pick. And so when you have a number one pick, you're always, it's just really rare for that player to sit for a long period of time. And then here, I mean, again, like I every week now, at some point I'll go and just watch some Kyler Murray film, and it's just not, I mean, the guy can play. Like I'll just go ahead and say this, and I'm saving it for stories and stuff, but I talked to someone who worked really closely with them the last 2 years. They said,
well, how is Drew Petzing?
And I asked the question, like, when you think of this guy, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? And the word he used was misunderstood. Like, you know,
when are you writing this gem?
The narratives around him and how much they developed after the clause in his contract, I think have kind of swayed the opinion of this guy who is really competitive. He does want to win. And I think you're going to see that motivation level when you go out to practice every day, just like I will. So,
my man, have a wonderful weekend.
Nothing about Wemby. I want to talk about Wemby.
Give it to me.
I mean, are you watching this series?
Yeah, it's if you are a sports snob. So I'm saying, like, MLB is your favorite sport, NHL is your favorite sport, NHL or NFL, whatever. If you're a sports snob, what Victor Wembanyama is doing to impact games and how Oklahoma City found a way around it in Game 2, it's 10 of 10 fascinating.
I mean, like, I'm in the Game 1, I was in the living room at 10:30 p.m. Wemby hits that three.
28-footer, the bomb.
I can't wait to watch it tonight.
You get to Twins games with MD, baseball, apple pie, and the marketing director. Sounds romantic, doesn't it?
I saw 380 baseball games over 3 years. I think I'll take a break.
You want to talk about Stephon Castle or Devin Vassell or
I will love
Bismack Biyombo before you leave?
Biyombo's a great leader for them, but yeah, no,
100%.
It's great to be here.
All right, give me a working cell phone number for Joe Kahn, please. I'll handle it from there.
Joe Kahn.
Appreciate you. Tell your father, John, that I say hello.
Yeah, I will.
And we'll talk soon.
See ya.
Alec Lewis, The Athletic, theathletic.com. Brett's Bits and Bet is next.
It's PA.
Bits and Bet or Bets, courtesy of Canterbury Park, canterburypark.com. Live racing season, I believe season 32 at Canterbury Park. That commences tomorrow, right around 5 o'clock. Get some tickets, learn more about the festivities. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday racing to begin things, with Memorial Day racing beginning at 1 o'clock. We got Bulldogs racing between races on Sunday. It's always quite the spectacle. And they're racing tomorrow night, shortly after 5 o'clock in Shakopee. CanterburyPark.com. Take it away, Double B.
Number 1.
Do you recall yesterday when we had KG, Kevin Gorg, in studio, and the question was posed, do you think it's rest or rust? Do you think the Hurricanes could be affected by this 12-day break? And he said, give me the rust all day long, the 12-day break. That's what you want. That's what you need. There won't be affected by the rust at all. Well, the Canadians just crushed them yesterday in Game 1, 6-2 is your final, the first L for the Hurricanes. That was a beatdown. I mean, of course, but 4 goals in the first period for Montreal. They certainly seem rusty to me. So the Canadiens.
Or maybe Montreal is ascending where it just has become that good. But I see what you're saying.
Well, that's not as good of a bit. So, yes, Canadians up.
Let me ask you a question.
Answer.
How do you handle it when you're on the wrong side of an opinion that is made public to tens of thousands of people who hear it or maybe see it via social media and you're made fun of? How do you handle that?
Well, it happens a lot.
Oh, so. How do you handle it? Do you like it?
I mostly just ignore it.
Okay,
yeah.
So it doesn't bother you?
It does, but then I just move on with my day.
So you just did something that would bother you to somebody else. Well, I just want to know why.
Well, because it's happened to me on the other end.
So now KG needs to catch that stray.
Correct.
But you understand what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying.
I mean,
I could rise above it. You're correct.
To each their own.
Yeah.
I got a lot of flaws. That ain't one of them. Because
I love KG as a person. We talk golf all the time.
Because like last night, okay, now I don't look at social media as much as some other people, so I have no idea what the reaction was when I was like, the Stanley Cup winner, we're watching the next Stanley Cup winner right now. It's either these guys or that guy. And these two goalies are like best in Stanley Cup playoffs or currently or something like that. And Anderson was before last night.
Yeah.
But I left Connor Hart out. Okay. I got no idea what Connor Hart and the Montreal goalies, how they stack up. But I mean, when you put something out there like that, you're wrong. I don't know if I was wrong or not. I guess we'll find out at the end of the stat. I would bet. And I know you talked about Colorado plus 220 and change. I love that angle. Anytime I can get McKinnon at over 2-1 to do anything, I'm in on that. I think Montreal or Carolina can beat either of these teams in the West. So, like, I haven't looked at the reactions or the comments or the retweets or the likes or anything, but they're going to. So, in other words, I don't care if I put that opinion out and it gets taken deep. But you got to not care about it to be able to do what you did. And then you got to make sure the person on the other side of it doesn't care about making predictions and being taken deep. Because in following that Gorgomatic 2-1 in the early stages of the playoffs after a wild Dallas, like the next series, when Stars fans would come at the Wild or something like that, I mean, he just obliterated them on the social media machine. So I just, just like when people do things like that, they just have to be cognizant. It will happen to them. And generally speaking, sometimes it doesn't feel good. So I was checking on your mental wherewithal because, it's coming. I mean, if you make a prediction and it goes the wrong way and KG happens to hear it, holy cow. What are you looking for?
Well, just some of, KG's tweets toward me that I can show you a little bit later.
Okay, so this is a thing.
Yeah.
This is fantastic. Well, then by all means, say it again.
Here's a tweet from KG.
There we go. Thank you.
On the bench.
Needed to hear this.
During the Wild Maple Leafs in Toronto.
He's not on the bench.
He's in the middle of the bench.
But, actually
for the broadcast. He tweeted me.
Oh, between benches?
Yeah. You can't possibly be that naive. If you are, just refrain from hockey analysis moving forward.
You're exhausted from applying your lips to the buttocks of Pete Bursic.
I feel like it's all fair in love and war.
So here's what we call FIA, Fairness and Apology Act. I apologize to you.
Thank you.
for the tone. I didn't say anything that's apology worthy. But my tone was kind of like there's so many people in the world who do things like that on social media.
Yeah.
And the narrow casting leader where it makes them feel good. And I'm just hoping that stuff like that doesn't make people feel good. So I had no idea that this was a thing between you and KG. Oh, well, then it's completely warranted. So, like you said, KG yesterday said the rust will mean nothing for the Carolina Hurricanes that gave up 6 goals. PA, what do you think about Frederick Anderson being the best goalie in the postseason now? Yeah, now have at it and have fun with it.
Nothing is wrong with me and KG outside of just hockey opinions.
Got it.
Yeah, nothing outside of that.
However, FIBA, Fairness and Brett Blakemore Act. in being a surrogate uncle of yours, like
Yes.
I am? Is that a fair assessment, that I'm your surrogate uncle?
Sure.
All right. Well, you've had spats with KG, Pat Micheletti,
Yes.
Michael Russo.
We're good, me and Russo.
Now, but
Yeah.
you had a bad spat. Or either that or you got under his skin, should I say.
Yeah.
Okay, who else?
Well, and me and Fallness just have fun with each other, but that's pretty much it.
Well, see,
It's-
we
but it's
almost
all
got one for the thumb.
Yeah, but
we
it's
almost got the
yeah,
fifth
I know.
ring.
It's all just hockey opinions.
Right. I got
It's
it.
nothing,
I got
anything
you.
more than that.
I got you. Love you. Well done.
By the way, Golden Knights Avalanche Game 2 tonight. You can hear it on the Fan pregame 6:30, puck drop shortly after 7. My bit, give me the Avalanche. I'm doubling down on the puck line. They're favored by 1.5 goals. I think they are going to come back and say, we're done with this losing thing, much like they did against your Minnesota Wild. They are just such a good team. They're so much better than Vegas, even without Makar. So give me Avs on the puck line. 1.5 goals.
What's do you happen to know plus what? It's gotta be like plus 140. What up, P-Fox? Thanks for helping, brother.
I don't know what the. Oh no, it's plus 124 on the puck line.
Okay. What else? Anything else?
Let's see here.
Knicks beat the Cavs last night.
They did. They did indeed. I also have Matt Stafford signing a 1-year, $55 million extension.
He did.
With the Rams, so that happened. So he'll be the QB there for at least one more year.
Okay, so that's for this year?
That's for this year.
Okay,
I
it's
believe.
not on top of something. 1 in 55, you say?
1 year, 55.
All right.
Oh, wait. Timeout. Covenant cleanup.
Covenant cleanup.
Stafford's now tied to LA through the 2027 season.
Yeah.
With $105 million remaining in his contract.
But
Must be good.
Was the 55 guaranteed?
He can rise up to $60 million.
So
Doesn't
it's not.
say.
Okay. Wow.
So announced the extension did not disclose terms.
They dropped that Alabama kid 13th overall, and then Matt's like, people are like, you good? You good? You good? Well, of course I'm good. I got a ring. But secondly, I'm even better because now I can roll up to Rams management and say, why'd you do that? Now I want 1 in 55 for an extra year. And get it.
Yeah. Well, there you have it.
Anything else?
Bears basically have said in a statement that staying in the city of Chicago is not going to happen, not going to work. It's either Arlington Heights or Hammond. So they're out on
Hammond.
Chicago.
What's Hammond?
Hammond, Indiana. They'd be the Gary Berries at that point. And then, of course, the late Kyle Busch passed away yesterday, a NASCAR racer. Still don't really know why, but an unfortunate situation for everyone.
At a young age, right?
Yeah, he was 41.
Love you.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love you too. Puppies.
Yes. That's Brett Blakemore. Brett's Bits and Bet. He likes the Avs minus 1.5 tonight against the Vegas Golden Knights. We like Parker Fox. He's nice enough to stop by the studio, courtesy of Continental Diamond in St. Louis Park. Let's mix it up with P. Fox on a Friday forechecking feast. When we return to FM 100.3 KFAN.
It's PA.